Hi, Cancer. All right, we're gonna continue. Um, I like saw what I look like in the last video. I just didn't do my makeup today. My hair is a mess. Maybe we just need to feel comfortable, Cancer. So let's take the stress off of how we look and what we think people think of us right now and just feel relaxed. Let yourself hang out in your awesome vintage 1980s like boyfriend sweater, and let's continue. Okay, so we were talking about the High Priestess. I also have my mother texting me and she wants me to go visit, so I have to finish up with Cancer and go visit my mother. All right, so the High Priestess, this is such a beautiful card. I really like the Thoth deck. So look at these lines. They're like webs. It's like the Matrix. She's the direct hookup to the Matrix of life. And I always feel like the Hierophant is the guy that got all the information that the priestess got from spirit and then spent lifetimes analyzing to figure out how that works in the world, whereas the high priestess and everyone that just went with her just went with the fact that it just worked and didn't need to analyze it. Although there's a reason for that too. We do need to understand why things happen and how to use it and how to have laws for that to work in our life come about. But this is telling you to use your intuition, to go with the gut, to go with what you feel, to play the song of your soul. You know, you got the camel, so she has what she needs for a long journey. There's the sunflower, which is growing towards the light. She has the moon and the tides. So this is like, when you see that symbol, it's like the moon changing and the tides and being intuitive and being prepared for long journeys. It's really pretty. It makes me want to go to Hawaii. Maybe Cancer needs to go on a vacation somewhere awesome where you feel like her in a hula skirt. That sounds good. Alright, so let's continue. Alright, along with the High Priestess in the Hanson Roberts deck, you have the Tower and the Eight of Swords. So this is being in a situation where you're blind, like you're in a blindfold, but you're not really trapped at all. So perhaps you're staying there for a good reason. Perhaps you're having a really good conversation with somebody in the meantime. You really like the voice you hear, so you decide not to walk away yet, but you could be being held captive there as well and being purposely put into blinders by situations of forces outside yours. You know, you have the castle is really high up on the hill, far away, and there's a light on inside, but she's nowhere near it. She's like down by the ocean where it's dark and there's storm clouds and the tide might come. So she has to figure this out yet. She can't stay in that place of being in blindfolds forever. Perhaps the way out is to go by the priestess energy and to use your intuition in the situation. And keep using your intuition, because I mean, if this is where you are, right? And you're standing there and you have these, you're tied up. I mean, you can just walk out of the swords. They're just sticking in the sand there. You can just feel your way through, turn to the side a little, and squeeze your ass out of there. You're not really stuck. Even if your hands are behind your back, you're a smart cookie. You can get out of that. And, you know, then just do a little hair whipping, get those blinders off. But do it before the tide comes. And if you don't, the universe will. And I would say if this comes after you're here, that's probably the universe ripping your blinders off, taking away the swords, and or forcing a big-ass wave to come at you and crash into you so that you just open your eyes already and see that all the swords are already lying on the ground from the crashed wave. And you stand up and you walk up to the castle up there with the light on and knock on the door and say, "I'd like some fresh clothes, please. Thank you." And you're good. You get your blowout because your hair still looks awesome even when your blinders are on. But this is usually when you don't do it yourself. So anything that was not stable, any foundation that you had that wasn't real, is just meant to be ripped away out of your life so you can start to build, you know, a nice, stable foundation for yourself already. Because, I mean, your foundation is leading you to your wish and success, and you're following your intuition on this journey. It's like you had to learn to live by yourself, or you had to learn what you liked, or wrong card. You had to learn what it was about you that made that awesome big hawk want to come and hang out with you and have a conversation, and you don't even care if there's people there because you're having a conversation with, maybe it's a falcon. It's a pretty badass bird, whatever it is. She's got her own castle. Maybe that's the castle on the top of the hill. You know? You got lost at the bottom of the hill. You dyed your hair. You thought you were someone else. You listened to the person who tied you up and said, "I'll be right back. Just stay there for a minute." And then you're like, "Hello? Hello?" So, you know, at that point, you got to use your intuition to get out of there before that wave comes. Or you let the wave come and that shit just crashed through your world. So expect the crash either way. But the crash is going to rip off your blinders so you can walk up the hill to here. Either you're going to remember that you were there in the first place, or you're going to go get yourself some dry clothes and hang out on the top of the hill, you know, with your awesome palace and the Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, maybe that was the spiritual monkey wrench thrown into your life for a purpose. You had something thrown at you to shake things up in your, I have low battery, in your spiritual side a little bit, to push your ass into success. So all those dark times are, you're coming out of the tunnel. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. Your wish coming true, you know, as above, so below. And maybe your wish involves a decision. This is the Lovers. This is, are you choosing the tried and true path that you think you need to be on? Or are you choosing the path that maybe is the wild card? Maybe the universe threw the wild card at you, so you have to choose it. But both have to make, well, this one doesn't have one guy with the two girls. This card is them both choosing. It looks like he's not so happy. She's thinking of being happy, maybe. They both just have to choose to be happy and look up and see that the angel is watching them. This is all your thoughts coming together. Science. It's that point where everything seems to be chaotic and whatever. And it's that moment of center where it all comes to here. So that has that moment of clarity. It's that moment that Tesla had where he could create the spark without being plugged into anything. The center of himself connecting to the bolt of lightning in the universe and having that bolt of lightning be a part of you. Did that make any sense at all? That was such a weird reference because this does involve choice, but that's not just you, that's somebody else choosing. So look at this situation from all different angles, right? So rather than looking at your decision from this perspective, this is where I came from and this is where I need to be and this is what I want and whatever, and it fits into this wheel. Pretend that your wheel is one of the diamonds in the bottom of the High Priestess, and it's a facet. So if you're at this facet and you look down, you're going to see the world and everything from this perspective. If you look at this facet, you're going to see a different reflection. So perhaps get more clarity and squeegee off your facets of your mind to be more clear, so that that point of your mental understanding meets that center point of truth and faith, that the things that you maybe can't explain come to a point where maybe you just have to say, I don't know, it just works, and go with that. Understand that even sometimes when you don't understand how all those perspectives or point of views or atoms or elements or whatever come together or formula to make this thing that's perfect or is what it is, but they somehow add a piece. But they're all going towards the center. All right. So look inside. I'm not sure what I said on your reading. You had a lot of cards. I tried to keep it simple here, so hopefully, or I hope that at some point in that, you gained some kind of signs or maybe a different perspective on something. I mean, it looks like something came in through like you were going one direction or you were getting used to being one way, and then either it has or will or did come and just change the way your little beautiful world looked. And you have to now look at it in a different perspective. And you have to choose that. Choose to see it like that. Choose to see things differently. I'm starting to get a little sleepy. I need to go see my mom and maybe do another video and take a nap. All right. Give me some insight and some guidance to clarify this reading for Cancer. April 2016. This is an animal oracle. And for you, Cancer, you got the walrus. This is remain vigilant about the current situation, paying attention to the signs and the omens like the High Priestess, and let them dictate your choices. So stop analyzing everything so freaking much in your head about why the formula works or what's going on, and go with it. If it works, go with it. Okay? Trust. Trust. You know, if you have this energy, you've got the energy of the High Priestess with you. You're a bad bitch, male or female. Trust that shit. Be like this badass walrus with these, look at his teeth. I'm not gonna mess with that dude. I'm not messing with the walrus. Are you? You know? Remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to the signs and omens. Wake up. See that you're connected and know that you are loved and you're beautiful. I'll see you later. Thank you.